Party till the sun come up, and that's like 6 or 7. Drinking like we'll never get to heaven. Pray for my homies, but I always give shit to Kevin. Pull up and stun, gas pedal, keep the engine revving. My league of gentlemen just turned into a coalition. We love the enemies, the enemy is prohibition. My women love to wear black, I only know the switches. She love the majestic of coach and say it's so delicious. Superstitious, so arisen. Even the 4 kids, hocus pocus, go ballistic. Feeling alcoholic and wearing no religions. Bless the homies, we smooth, so you know we ninjas. Going Shinobi, I'm Kobe, you know we switching. Walking, drinking on the rocks. Sip, take a swig of my fear to the west. With my crew like we trying to pull fish on the docks. I'ma throw out the line, I'm a real and a chick.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's Sunday, March 1st. It's the very first day of March. You're watching One More Round Fights. I'm the host of this here channel. My name's Gaff. I do this almost every Sunday, every week. I give you guys MMA and boxing tips, picks, parlays, tricks, you know, all that shit. And I'm back again with a live chat because we got a lot to talk about. I mean, upsets, veterans, penis. There's so much to talk about. Boxing, Navarrete, beautiful knockout. Elijah Pierce, what were you doing? Yeah, man, fat little weekend. What's the word when something's underrated? Combat sports weekend. I mean, that UFC Mexico City card was cooking. It was cooking. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was fucking cooking. All right. But let's do some housekeeping, shall we? Please, we're trying to get to 800. Yeah. Modest goals here. Nothing crazy. So go ahead and share that sub. Go. Yeah, that's right. It's right below the video. If you just scroll down, just scroll down a little bit. There's a little thing, a little oval like object that says subscribe. You click that and you enter the One More Round universe. Your life gets better instantly. Everything changes for you in a positive way. I'm telling you, man. Take the blue pill, the red pill, whatever pill. Take it. Join One More Round Fights. All right? It'll change your life. We got parlays hitting over here. We got coverage over here. We're going to events. I mean, come on, man. What else do you need? You gonna make me beg? Man, fuck you. Stop being a bitch and sub. Stop being a bitch. Sub to the channel. Tell a friend. Share it up. Stop being a fucking gatekeeper, okay? Share the fucking channel. You greedy bitch. All right? Also, scan the QR code here. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow on socials. One More Round Fights everywhere except for X. It's One More Round F8 because fuck you, Elon. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Why do we have a character limit? Everywhere it's One More Round Fights except for X because Elon's a bitch. Okay? So One More Round F8 on X. We be live tweeting the fights on there. You can see my live scoring. You can see where my head's at. You can see it. Go ahead. Right there. Twitter for the world to see during the fights. Just one click away. So follow on socials too. Don't forget to follow Main Card Minute as well. That's where we be doing watch-alongs for the UFC. That's where we was getting bets done for UFC Mexico City. That's where we cashed on Bobby Creed, son. Yeah. So don't forget to scan the QR codes there too, and just put a nice little bow on that bitch right there. Main card minute on your left. One more round fights on your right. I don't know what's up with the tech diffs. I understand what Luke Thomas was going through all them times, man. Tech diffs. You see the light not on behind me. I don't know what the fuck going on. Fucking no, bro. I ain't do nothing to it. It was working last night. You seen it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And we continue. So let's start with some MMA news, guys. Okay. Oh, wait. Shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. That's promo code one more round for 10% off. All right. Let's get into our MMA updates. There's a lot to talk about. Stuff I missed last week that I'm just going to mention just so we can have that in our repertoire of updates, so to speak, just so we can, like I say, put a nice little bow on it. We already know Floyd and Manny Pacquiao are coming back. Maypac 2 is happening. It's happening. We already know that Floyd Mayweather has an exhibition bout with Mike Tyson this April. That's right. That's next month. We're in March now. April. Fuck. We got to see Floyd Tyson. All right. And then after that, we get Maypac 2 this summer. Date TBD. Date TBD. But we're getting it this summer, though. That's a summer fight right there. That's a summer fight if I ever see. I think the first time they fought, it was in the summertime. So, yeah. That's happening. Maypac 2. I'm excited for it. Most people probably aren't, but it's going to get some old heads back to boxing. It's going to get people talking. It's going to get the general public talking. Whether it's good, bad, these guys. I mean, Pacquiao's proved he could still hang with the best, and we know Floyd can. I mean, Floyd been sitting people down. So even though this fight is a little past expiration date, it's not milk. It's more like pasta or something in the motherfucking cabinet. It's like, yo, this might still be good. Like, I could eat this and not get sick. So you know what I mean? It ain't milk in the fridge past the date. It's maybe it's like ketchup or some shit. It's something that's been in there a while, but it still might be good. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for the fight. Not a lot of people are. People are saying this fight's old, boring, blah, blah, blah. To each their own. I'm excited for Rousey Carano too. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Another boxing fight that people weren't so excited about, really, to hear. Usyk's coming back against Rico Verhoeven. Yeah. People didn't want to hear that name, I'm sure. But Rico Verhoeven, a very accomplished kickboxer. Okay, absolutely the best or one of the best in his sport. At the biggest weight class in his sport. This is around the level of an MMA versus boxing fight because you are handicapping Rico mightily, and there's no handicap for Usyk. But I'm still excited to see what Rico Verhoeven could do in boxing because I know that's one of the transitions he did want to make for bigger money, for bigger recognition, for advancing his career. So I'm still excited for that bout as well. I don't know about y'all. John Jones also says he's in negotiations to fight at the UFC White House. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if he's just still pulling our leg. I'm just excited that if talks are happening, I mean, didn't Dana just say, like, the fights are going to be figured out this week? So, like, are they figured out already? Are there 7 because the 8th would be John Jones? I don't know, man. I just like when his name's in the headlines. I'm not optimistic about a White House card fight, which means I'm not optimistic about John Jones coming back, especially when we're still in negotiations, when Dana's clearly thinking about releasing that lineup very shortly. Just a lot of it doesn't add up, but I'm hoping. I'm still just like Connor. I'm still hoping and holding out for any little piece of info, because this is probably our last shot to get either of these guys back and on the same card. I don't think we've ever gotten them on the same card. So that would be pretty epic. Henry Cejudo blanks Uriah Faber at RAF 6. I think it was 11-0. Damn, Henry. I'm not going to glaze him too much because Chad will fucking send me to hell. But he does face off with my real king, Merab Dvalishvili, after he calls him out. I mean, that's a solid grappling matchup. Former opponents, right? Am I tripping on that? I'm pretty sure Henry fought Merab. Unless I'm tripping. I might be tripping, y'all. Hold on. Oh, yeah, he did. He lost to Merab, yeah. In one of his last 3 fights on his 4-fight losing streak. But yeah, former opponents. We know Merab's the better wrestler. I expect Merab to have the gas tank and push him to limit there. But yeah, solid RAF matchup. In other news, RAF news, the thing that people have actually been talking about all week, Arman Tsarukyan defeats Georgiopoulos. And after defeating him, takes a couple shots, lands a couple blows, lands a nice little knee until the referee starts to separate, and then teams start to swarm. An all-out brawl breaks out at RAF 6. The most excitement we've seen at any of their events. Fuck yeah. Shout out to Arman. I don't care if it's bad press. All press is good press, baby. All press is good press. Let's go. Shout out to Arman. He is giving himself bad boy aura left and right, pulling up on this stream, adulterating with Nina drama, smacking this guy left, me and this guy right, pushing streamers to the edge. I mean, Arman Tsarukyan don't give no fucks out here. He says, give me my title. I'm going to make my name so fucking big, you can't deny me a goddamn title. Goddamn, Arman. There's nicer ways to do this, but shit, we're watching. We're paying attention, brother. Holy. This man cannot keep himself out of a headline or an Instagram post or a Twitter feed or a TikTok or a fucking Twitch or Kick. This man is everywhere. I love it. I fucking love it, Arman. I don't know if everybody else loves it as much as I do, but this man is the Batman of MMA, and I fucking love it. I love it, Arman. Let's go. Save us. Save us, Batman. Let's give some fight news. PFL Pittsburgh full card announced, headlined by Johnny Eblen and Brian Battle. Yeah, that's March 28th. Brian Battle makes his MMA return to the PFL. Let's go, Brian Battle. I'm rooting for you, brother. Johnny Eblen might be a good time to get in at Johnny Eblen. He faltered a little bit against our boy Costello von Steenis. Might have been on his way to a decision win. Costello grabbed that shit from the jaws of defeat, subbed him in round 5 with seconds on the clock. Goddamn. And now he comes back against Brian Battle. Brian Battle heavy-handed. Johnny Eblen probably going to try to get to his grappling game. What is Brian Battle going to try to do to keep this on the feet? Going to be an interesting matchup. Excited to see those odds. In UFC news, undefeated Mario Pinto gets a new opponent for UFC London. He no longer fights Mick Parkin. This is March 21st. He fights Octagon newcomer Felipe Franco. Yeah. Undefeated heavyweight takes on Felipe Franco. Joshua Van set to defend his belt, flyweight that is, against Tatsura Taira. That's UFC 327, April 11th, Miami. Oh, yeah, fat car going on there. You already know what's going down. I mean, Miami. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, Miami. Gilbert Burns taking on Mike Malott, headlining UFC Winnipeg. That's April 18th. Gilbert Burns makes his long-awaited return. Mike Malott putting on for Canada. Will the Canadian Ice Pick come? Is that a good name for him? I don't know. But will he come back and make a splash at UFC Winnipeg, or will he take an L to the always tough out Gilbert Burns? Sean Brady and Joaquin Buckley set for April 25th, UFC Vegas main event. Does the smaller cage favor Brady or Buckley? Lesser places to run after you just took a vicious KO from Michael Morales. Lesser places to run for Joaquin Buckley after you just got held down by Kamaru Usman. Interesting. I'm interested in the odds on that fight. You know, I'm always rocking with my boy Joaquin. I got a picture with him when we was in Vegas. Shout out to Joaquin Buckley. Always backing my guys. Sean Brady solid too. We already know he's a morning combat fighter. What was it? Room Service Diaries? Not Room Service Diaries. What is it? Couch series. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about. But Sean Brady, solid. Grappler, Philly. Shout out to Philly. I need to get out there, get me a cheesesteak sooner than later. But yeah, going to be an interesting fight at welterweight. Jack Della Maddalena is taking on Carlos Pradas. Set to headline. UFC's return to Perth, Australia, May 2nd. Yes, that's right. May 2nd. Jack Della Maddalena, Carlos Pradas. That is 2 months away, y'all. 8 weeks. 56 sleeps. You heard? Maybe 55 at this point. All right? It's lit. It's fucking lit. And Yuri Prochazka faces Carlos Ulberg for the light heavyweight title at UFC 327. It is the main event, and yes, that means Alex Poatan Pereira vacated his title. We shall soon see Alex Pereira at heavyweight. We saw him at middleweight, got the belt there. We saw him at light heavyweight, got the belt there. What will this man do at heavyweight? Will he be the first with 3 belts? Will it be Islam? Will it be Hamzat? Will it be Ilya? Who's going to get 3 belts first? It's a feat yet to be done in the UFC. I'm fucking excited, bro. Could happen in 2026. But if it ain't happening in 2026, you could bet your sweet ass and your mama's ass and your grandmama's ass and your cousin's ass and your sister's ass that it's happening in 2027. We're going to see a triple champ in 2027 if it doesn't happen in 2026. I promise that shit. Put that shit on wax. And that's it for MMA news. Bitch. Fuck yeah. Let's see what the chat's hitting on. Chat, what's up? We got Meat Rocket in this motherfucker. Infrared says May versus Pac, Rico versus Usyk, White House BS. This is a meme fight here. Yep. Meme fight here. Meme fight here. 3 belt year. And if Poatan gets the 3 belts, do they do the same thing where they bring out like the extra belts for Poatan just for the photo? Like, do they bring out 2 extra belts for Poatan? Is that absurd for them to do? If Poatan gets a heavyweight belt, that they just bring out an extra 2 belts for the photo? That would be kind of crazy for them to do, but they might just do that shit, bro. They might just do it. I'd be super excited for that. Hell yeah. I just want to see it happen. So if not 2026, 2027, bet the whole family's ass on it. Everybody ain't going to be tricking. Everybody going to be rolling in cash, I promise. 2027 going to be a triple champ year. I promise that shit. Infrared says, oh yeah, Ronda versus Gina. Don't worry, I'm here. Yeah, me rocket in this motherfucker. Infrared bro, Gable Stevenson. Popping in just to drop a like. Good morning, Gav, my brother. What up, Richland? How you feeling, bro? I missed that. That was 7 minutes ago. My bad, brother. How you feeling? Hope you're having a good Sunday. We got basketball early. The Knicks play the Spurs early today. 1 o'clock on the East Coast. West Coasters are waking up at 10 a.m. to watch that shit. Oh, yeah. Fire. I love early basketball on Sunday. Good press is bad press, says me, Rocket. That's fair. Octopus says Armand pressing, that's for sure. Pressing to the fullest. If he don't have a PR team, if it's his wife or one of his friends doing this shit, god damn, get them motherfuckers a contract. They're doing God's work out here. My Lord, this is a run. This is a run like we haven't seen since Connor's press run, good or bad. This is a fucking run. This is right up there with Connor and Jones and BJ. Do we want to include him? No, we're not going to include him. And the politician, you know who I'm talking about. Huntington Beach bad boy. He's on a fucking run, man. Some of these guys had a run. They had a run, but this guy's on a run. In the fucking new age of social media, Arman Tsarukyan is on a run right now, bro. My Lord. Man can't stop. The wheels are off the track. He's running rampant now. This is Hulkamania now. This motherfucker's ripping the shirt off. He's going crazy, and the crowd loves it. The crowd loves it. My Lord, Arman. He's a great champion, but he ain't ever fought Joshua Van. Smaller cage favors Buckley. I think so, me Rocket. Unfortunately for Sean Brady, his movement isn't the best. And if he comes in with them knee pads again, brother, give me Joaquin Buckley. You know my knee pad theory. You know my Khabib theory. You know my knee pad theory. What else? I have a couple others. I mean, Luke's Fortis theory. But yeah, Octopus. Mirage says, I honestly think Armand got even more popular. Literally everyone talking about him again. Bro, his popularity has skyrocketed. His stock is up. And after his next fight, man, the sky's the limit for the guy. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend, though. Let's talk about it. We got to do it. Loner Kavanagh defeats Brandon Moreno by decision. Brother, what? What? Did anybody have this on the bingo card? I didn't see it. Short notice against Brandon Moreno in Mexico City, and brother is just going to walk in there and have the performance of his life. Wow us all. Take away the first 3 rounds easily, no question. Walk in there, maybe slightly give up the 4th round, no points off because, again, short notice fight in the backyard while a fucking cartel takeover is happening in the country, and then to style on him in round 5 and handily walk away with a unanimous decision victory. Lonnie Kavanagh, bravo, my brother. Bravo. Brad One Punch Pickett, you are a fantastic coach. I love what you're doing with them killers over there. Nathaniel Wood, Lonnie Kavanagh, my Lord, that stock over there is strong. And I'm excited for the next 2 years for both of those young gentlemen. Holy. I know Brandon Moreno hasn't had the best run in his last couple fights. I know. But for Kavanagh to do that to him, only 2 fights removed from beating up Steve Erceg and Amir Albazi, top of the division, cream croppers. You feel me? I mean, yeah, he lost to Tatsuro Taira, who's fighting for a belt, by the way. Kavanagh can find himself doing that with another win or 2. With the win he just pulled off, he just might have launched himself into the top 5, definitely top 10, top 11, top 7, 8. But my man Kavanagh showed up at the right time, proving that one bad L does not depict who you are as a fighter. Mind you, He got knocked out by Charles Johnson in his last fight, and Charles Johnson just got knocked out in his last fight. One fight removed from fighting Kavanagh. So yeah, MMA, this game is a beast. But if you treat it right and you jump in at the right times and you take the right opportunities and you're not afraid to jump in them deep waters, it could be hella rewarding too. And Lonnie Kavanagh proved that. Shout out to him at flyweight, getting a huge win, the absolute biggest win of his career. His biggest win before this was Jose Ochoa, brother. I bet 90% of the people that are going to listen to this don't even remember who that is. And he just fought. Yeah. So shout out to Kavanagh, man. Huge win over Brandon Moreno. We got to talk about what's next for Guy. We got to talk about what's next. I mean, I only see two names. I would absolutely love to give him the bigger names of the division. But problem is, think about it. Brandon Royval just got KO'd, bruh, and quick. He's taking a little time off. Horiguchi ain't looking back. All right, Horiguchi ain't looking back. Let's keep it a buck. He's not looking backwards. That's not what's happening. He's not looking at 6. He's not looking at 7. He's not looking at 8. He doesn't want Kavanagh. He wants title shot. He wants Cop. He wants one of those. He wants Pantoja when he returns. That's what he wants. Okay? It's not going to be Horiguchi. It's not going to be Royval. Tyra's fighting for a belt. You think Cop's going to take Kavanagh? And I think Cop might be booked. It's got to be Amir Albazi or Sual Mabayev. He's got to defend that spot now. Now that he's beaten Brandon Moreno, we see that Brandon Moreno has skipped a beat. It's a Sual Mabayev or Albazi, and I like a Sual Mabayev. I like that fight. Both young, a Sual Mabayev grappler. He's going to try to get to the ground more often than Brandon Moreno was able to, and more skillfully than Brandon Moreno was able to. He's going to have some submission attempts. He's going to be able to take the back and keep it. It's a dangerous fight for Kavanagh, but if Kavanagh could keep it on the feet, that's a Kavanagh decision, as was this. So, yeah, Kavanagh gets a huge win. He defeats Brandon Moreno, 49-46, 48-47, 48-47. And Brandon Moreno, tough, man. Tough L to take. Just, I don't know what to do with my guy, man. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, he's lost 4 of his last 6. He beat Steve Erceg and Amir Albazi, but he lost to Pantoja. He lost to Royval. He lost to Tyra. He lost to Kavanagh. What do we do with my guy? Well, I think he should defend against a guy that just had a fantastic performance. And I don't know which side he should get, the winner or the loser, but I think he gets Alex Perez or Charles Johnson, one of those two. Moreno coming off a TKO and a bad decision loss. Charles Johnson coming off a TKO. That might not be a bad matchup, but Alex Perez, maybe give Alex Perez a chance to get a nice name under his belt and build his name a little bit. So I would like that fight for Moreno, either or. I don't mind either of those fights. But Brandon Moreno slowing down a little bit. Flyweight, man, it's hard to keep up at them lower weight classes. It's hard to keep up with them lower weight classes. Oh, shit. Me Rocket says, oh, no. Infrared says Cop isn't booked currently. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, nah, Cop Kavanagh is crazy, isn't it? That's a little bit too quick of a jump. Yeah, you had a great striking matchup against Moreno, but now you're getting somebody that might be faster than you and definitely has the power advantage and has a hell of a lot more knockouts than you. That's a tough matchup right away. I would slow rise him within a Sual Mabayev. I wouldn't give him that much of a jump. Goddamn, Manel Cop. I mean, that's the shit that Horiguchi should be looking for if he ain't getting his title shot, unless he's doing the lay and weight game. I don't know. But yeah, shout out to Kavanagh. Shout out to Brandon Moreno getting after in Mexico City. It doesn't look like anything went down after that loss, so I'm happy. Happy to hear that everybody went home safe. Yeah, just upset to see that Brandon Moreno lost the beat a little bit, and I don't know if it's harder to get back on that horse in those lighter weight classes. Heavier weight classes are more forgiving. You could be a fucking 40-year-old heavyweight and still kicking ass, but You know, even a 35-year-old flyweight's pushing it these days. You know, we don't see a lot of old flyweights succeeding. Gets harder and harder to make that cut. Body gets frailer and frailer, you know. But shout out to Brandon Moreno. Shout out to everybody that competed on UFC Mexico City. Oh, yeah. I mean, what a fun card for me. What a fun card for me. We got 11 of 13. It didn't end how we would have liked it to. But that's the game we're playing sometimes, you know. You can't always get what you want. You know? That's life. That's life. But let's talk about top to bottom. We already talked about Brandon Moreno. He won 48-40. Sorry, 48. So we talked about Lonnie Kavanagh. He defeats Brandon Moreno via unanimous decision 49-46, 48-47, 48-47. David Martinez defeats Marlon Cheeto Vera via unanimous decision 29-28 across the board. Classic Cheeto fight. Slow start. Let round one get away from him. Starts to come back. At the end of round two, a little bit too late as well. And then round three was clearly Cheeto's putting it on his opponent. But, you know, if that was a 5-round fight, Cheeto probably wins that. But he's getting 3-rounders these days. And maybe that's what Cheeto needs. Maybe he needs a 5-round fight against a solid opponent, because these 3-rounders, it seems to be his kryptonite, man. A 3-round fight does Marlon Cheeto Vera dirty if he can't get an old vet out of there. So, yeah, unfortunately for him. But talking about old vets, talking about big dogs in the yard, talk about kings. Bobby King Green defeats Daniel Zellhuber via TKO. Round 2, 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Let me tell you, this was a vintage classic. All time. Swagged out to the fullest. Dripping. In finesse performance from Bobby King Green, man. That shoulder roll was on point. That shoulder brush off was killing Zellhuber to his soul. Every time he did it, Zellhuber was like, God damn, I'm worthless in here. That jab was not working for Zellhuber. That cross was definitely not working for Zellhuber. All he had was them leg kicks, and even that, half of them bitches, Bobby was checking like he was a Nick or a Nate Diaz. I mean, Bobby King Green put his motherfucking hands on Daniel Zellhuber and showed him that he's still a vet with a lot of juice still left in him. Bobby Green with a beautiful TKO knockout of the young Daniel Zellhuber. I mean, we were saying it. If he was having problems with Michael Johnson, who even at the high 30s can put fast hands on you in your 20s, and Bobby Green has that same speed with more power and even more elusiveness, oh, yeah, that was a Bobby King Green fight all the way. To see him as a dog in this fight was absolutely surprising, to say the least. Bobby Green, King Green, huge win. Can't wait to see his next matchup. That chin holding up against certain guys, you can surprise him with some spinny shit, but if you're a classic 1-2 guy, you're going to have a problem with Bobby King Green. Edgar Chairez defeats Felipe Buntes via split decision 29-28, 28-29, 29-28. Emanuel Rodriguez defeats Kevin Borges via TKO punches. Round 2, 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Shout out to Emanuel. Tough contestant. Dana White Contender Series graduate. Cormier's favorite. Emanuel Rodriguez was losing this fight. Comes back and puts his hands on Kevin Borges. Gets the win at the end of round 2. Beautiful come from behind win for Emanuel. He got dropped in this fight, by the way. Showed his chin and his heart as well. Shout out to Emanuel. What a fucking dog. We got one. We got one in them lightweight classes. We got one. Santiago Luna defeats Angel Pacheco via unanimous decision 30-27 across the board. Ryan Gandra defeats Jose Medina via TKO punches. Round 1, 41 seconds. Shout out to Gandra. Wasted no time. He said, oh, wait, this guy has 2 round 1 finishes in his last 3 fights? Yeah, I'm just going to jump on him early. And that's what he did, and he got himself a beautiful TKO win in round 1 to end the prelim. Shout out to Ryan Gandra. That's how you make a splash. That's how you make a splash, Gandra. Shout out to you and your team. Eileen Perez defeats Macy Chasson via unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. Use that grappling. Stayed on top. Got out of them scrambles. Shout out to Eileen Perez. Shout out to the Goat Shed. Shout out to the Twerk team. Shout out to everybody. Okay? Shout out to the classic dances that we get afterwards. Shout out to her displaying her culture. Shout out to everything, man. I ain't mad at it, and you shouldn't be neither. Christian Quinones defeats Chris Matinho via unanimous decision, 30-27 across the board. The Mexican gets it done. Chris Matinho, all heart. First team, all heart. Can take an ass whooping, my friend, but will keep coming forward. Like they said while we were streaming, it's like Matinho went to MMA class day 1. They said, keep coming forward, and never went back to class after that. He took that and kept going. He was like, all right, we can make a career out of this. But shout out to Chris Matinho, man. He's tough as hell. He's never in a boring fight. I'll tell him that. And I love to see his different styles and hairstyles he comes out with. I hope the UFC keeps him for one more fight. I mean, give him another chance, man. He's always in a fun fight. We need some more of those types of fighters. But yeah, he loses unanimously. Javier Reyes defeats Douglas Da Silva de Andrade via TKO strikes. Round 1, 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Andrade thought he could just ride the bell out. Referee was not giving him that opportunity. I mean, Reyes kept on him, landing punches over and over and over again. I believe he was dropped as well in this fight. Silva de Andrade was landing heavy punches, but Reyes comes out on top in the end, getting a TKO in round 1. Regina Taryn. Shout out to our girl. Yeah. Regina got the win. Decision win for our girl. I mean, if y'all ain't been following Regina, you've been missing out. You've been late, too. We've been on Regina. We knew she was coming up sooner or later. Combate, all that shit. She's solid, heavy hands, gets finishes, TKOs. So she don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. Okay, Regina gets a big win. Coming in short notice. As a dog. That's right. As a dog. Yeah. That's our girl getting it done. 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Shout out to Regina Tarin. Francis Marshall defeats Eric Silva via submission. Rear naked choke. Round 1, 2 minutes and 29 seconds. What a performance from the young man. Used his grappling. Got to it. Got after it. Sunk in the choke. Didn't let it go. Eric Silva tried everything to get after it. Pushed the elbow up. Everything. But Marshall said, I ain't giving this shit up. All right, brother? I'm a dog, and when I'm on that bone, I ain't letting go. Call me Gator. And Gators bitches better be wearing jimmies. All right? And last but not least, we got to talk about it. I mean, our favorite. Crowd favorite. Fan favorite. The people's champ. Damian Penis. Shout out to our boy Damian Penis. Shout out to Big Penis in the house. Shout out to the Baby Yaga Penis. Defeats Wesley Schultz via TKO strikes. Round 1, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The over a half round hit. Sweaty as all hell. But it hit. It hit. And Damian Penis does what he always does. Finishes early. Gets him in round 1. We ain't getting paid by the minute out here. All right? Penis gets it done. Let's go. And if you care about who got the bonuses on the night, I mean, it's a damn shame that Penis didn't get some money after what he did to that man. but $100,000 bonuses go to the fight of the night between Regina Tarin and Ernesta Caracate. Shout out to those ladies. They get $100,000 each. Shout out to her. She gonna be flaunting that on the gram. I can't wait. And then performance of the night, goes to Lonnie Kavanagh and Emanuel Rodriguez. Yes, rare to see that somebody with a decision victory gets a performance of the night bonus and his opponent does not. But Emanuel Rodriguez that gets the other $100,000 bonus with his TKO victory. That's right. Yeah, we didn't see a TKO bonus for Bobby King Green. He does get $25,000. We don't get a TKO bonus for Ryan Gandra, but he does get $25,000. We don't see one for Reyes, but he gets $25,000. And we don't see one for Penis, but he gets $25,000. Okay, so all those gentlemen get $25,000, and so does Francis Marshall for his submission victory over Eric Silva. All right, so those are the bonuses on the night. That's my coverage of UFC Mexico City. Roberto Verde was on point last night. Sorry, Reyes Verde. Sorry, King Green. Shout out to King Green. That's our dog, baby. Plus money, big dog. Me Rocket says, I love Penis. Penis is fan favorite. We all love Penis. Tanner in the house. What up, Tanner? He says, I'm dying to find Mike Conlon in the chat this morning after the guy was telling me Justin Gaethje's backflips in the cage were different from that guy that did one last night. This is rough. He's like, where is he? I want my smoke. If I don't see you here, I'll see you on MK on Monday, bitch. I see you. And then Me Rocket says, Robert Green and Penis deserved a bonus. Absolutely. Both of those. I really thought I was going to see them get 100K bonuses, especially Bobby Green. But fuck, they ain't give it to him. Octopus says, oh, yeah, I'm at Penis Green. Penis Green, the ultimate combo. We call that a Hulk. All right, we call that a Hulk. There wasn't really any other MMA that happened this weekend. Unfortunately, we ain't doing no fighter spotlight this week. I know you'd love to see me do it on Lonnie Kavanagh. It'd be disrespect. This man is ranked now. All right, I can't be doing a fighter spotlight on Lonnie Kavanagh, especially what I do on Jose Choa. What are we doing? All right. Oh, yeah, he got knocked out by Charles. Yeah, he'd be like, why the fuck are you doing a fighter spotlight on me? All right. So, nah, no fighter spotlight this week. But next week's looking good. UFC 326. We got Jayo Patai boxing card too. Lots of good opportunities next week. So no fighter spotlight this week, unfortunately, y'all. Unfortunately, but let's get into some boxing. Boxing happened. On DAZN, Emmanuel Navarrete took on Eduardo Nunez. Guess what? Navarrete did what he always fucking does. This was for the WBO and IBF Unified Super Featherweight Championship. I thought it was for the Super Lightweight. But anyways, Emmanuel Navarrete defeats Eduardo Sugar Nunez via 11th round TKO doctor stoppage. And it doesn't matter that the doctor stopped it because Navarrete was walking his way to a unanimous decision victory. Absolutely beating Eduardo Nunez every single way around that squared circle. There was no question. It was always going to be a Navarrete win. Navarrete looked fantastic. The pressure, the volume, the selection of strikes, the aggression. I mean, I almost felt bad for Nunez at one point. He was the favorite. Nunez was the favorite in this fight. And Navarrete walked in there and proved that he should have never been doubted. He walks out there and gets the TKO win. Wow. Shout out to Navarrete, man. He puts that Mexican hat on. He's a nice guy. When he takes that off and he got them clothes on, run for the fucking hills. He's going to take your soul. Emmanuel Navarrete is a goddamn problem. Wow. What a performance. Shout out to him. At super lightweight, Emiliano Vargas defeats Augustine Ezekiel Quintana via 9th round TKO. This was probably a corner stoppage. I mean, Vargas was putting hands on this man. These gentlemen walked out there ready to do or die, and they did. They put their hands on their opponent. Shout out to Emiliano Vargas. Big TKO win. Shout out to him and his brothers. Shout out to the whole Vargas family. He was a problem, man. I mean, he was never in doubt as well. It was a big TKO win. Shout out to Emiliano Vargas. Could have been stopped earlier, in my opinion. He gets the dubber. It was never in question. I mean, it was almost minus 300 for him to get the TKO. This was expected, but yeah. Shout out to him. At welterweight, Abel Ramos defeats Tahir Smalls via split decision. This was a close one, man. This was too hard to call. The judges had it both sides. It was 98-92, 94-96, 97-93. Some people thought Smalls had it. This was a typical Smalls fight, keeping it close, down to the wire. Abel Ramos walks away with the victory. Shout out to him. At super bantamweight, Arturo Cardenas defeats Jordan Martinez via, this was a declared split draw. This was 92-98, 96-94, and 95-95. Split draw at super bantamweight. No one could call it. No one could call it, unfortunately. But man, there was a sick co-main and main over there. Sick ass co-main and main. All right. How did they not give Green a bonus? They always show up. It's all about the money. Yeah, I was going to argue with you, Meat. You're very rational. Kavanagh was really impressive. That's probably the best performance I've seen from an unranked dude in forever. Yeah, me too. Tanner, I'm the most rational. I've always had mad respect towards you. The trolling is next level me. I just want Mike Conlon to laugh out loud. He chose this beef. Other than that, I truly want to forget everything about last night. The one time I ignore Long Island Luke's bets completely. And then Octopus, how crazy is it that Charles Johnson viciously KO'd both Van and Loner, who are young top guys right now? Yeah, it's crazy. And Charles Johnson can't find his way out of the bottom of 15. At the bottom of the top 15. Charles the Olympian Johnson, we call him around here. All right. And then another boxing card take place. Upset City happened as well. Elijah Pierce took on Lorenzo Parra. Yeah, this was in Corona, New York on Amazon Prime Video. This was a Manny Pacquiao Promotions fight. Okay. Young Carmel Moten was on the card. All right. But yeah, main event, Lorenzo Parra defeats Elijah Pierce via KO. Round 2, 1 minute and 44 seconds. Caught him in the corner, barraged him up, got him down, had the referee call it. It was over. What an upset, and made it happen early. Lorenzo Parra put it on Elijah Pierce, and Elijah Pierce with a lot of theatrics, a lot of motion, a lot of this and that before the fight, and the performance did not match the talk beforehand. Let me tell you that. Lorenzo Parra shut him up real quick. Tough to take an L like that after what he was saying and doing and talking all week. Tough, but Lorenzo Parra proved actions speak louder than words. Ouch. Bryce Mills defeats Tobias Green via TKO. Round 4, 1 minute and 23 seconds. Carmel Moten. That's right, Carmel Moten. They call him Young Gervonta in this motherfucker. This man's heavy-handed. He defeats Wilfredo Flores via TKO. Round 2. 3 minutes. I don't envy any young man, gentleman, anybody that has to lace up the gloves and go up against Carmel Moten at this point in his career. This man is sending people to hell, landing powerful strikes, and he is one of the hottest prospects on the rise in boxing. Remember that name if you don't know it now. Carmel Moten is fast rising and taking heads on his way up to the top. Wow. Rodrigo Mascara defeats Khalil Sanders via unanimous decision, 40-34, 40-36, 40-36. Brandon Poular defeats Charles Scott Jr. via KO. Round 1, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Shara May Patricio defeats Maribel Ramirez via unanimous decision, 59-55, 59-55, 60-54. Damiana Andrero defeats Jessica Radke Maltez via unanimous decision, 39-37, 40-36, 40-36. And Katrina Scalzo defeats Michelle Cook Sorry, this was a split draw. 39-37, 38-38, 40-36. And that does it for my coverage of boxing. Okay. Pretty wild. Okay, Tanner, give Conlon some hell. MMA math don't add up. Gav, do you mainly cover boxing? Do you like the sweet science more than MMA? No, I'm more of an MMA guy for sure. I just do boxing just because it's something when MMA isn't on. And also I do like boxing more. When I train traditional boxing. I don't really train kickboxing as much these days. But yeah, I definitely like MMA way more than I like boxing. I hate boxing judges. I hate boxing belt systems. I hate everything about boxing, but I love combat sports. And boxing is my number 2 combat sport by far. It's not jiu-jitsu. It's not karate combat. It's not Muay Thai. It's not kickboxing. It's boxing. It's MMA than boxing for me. And I still love boxing no matter what. They could dirty it up as much as they want. I'm still going to love boxing. Octopus, I still believe MMA math. It's never let me down. And then I was a huge Gennady Golovkin fan. I thought he clearly beat Canelo that first fight, but boxing is corrupt as fuck, so it ended up being a draw. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, man. Lamar Roach, Gervonta Davis, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin. Need I say more? Need I say more? Too many times, honestly. Too many people have been robbed with a draw. Too many people. I believe that happened to O'Shaquie Foster. He might have just been straight up robbed. But yeah. Yeah, you're just too many times in boxing, bro. Too many times. I actually remember the one meet for as little as I watched boxing. I knew that day it wasn't worth watching too much. LOL. And then, yeah, man, the corruption keeps me from being a huge boxing fan. I read that fight the same way, Meaty. Sorry. But yeah, let's talk about the upcoming boxing schedule, shall we? I mean, oh, sorry, wrong one. Upcoming boxing schedule. Buckle up. There's a lot to talk about in March. March 8th, Paramount Plus, Zuffa Boxing, Jai Opataya, Brandon Glanton, 12 rounds, Opataya's IBF Cruiserweight title. That's this coming weekend. Okay, that's 7 days from now. That's Sundays. Zuffa Boxing, Sunday. Jai Opataya, TKO. Let's get it. March 14th, Anaheim, California, on DAZN, Arnold Barboza Jr. taking on Kenneth Sims Jr. 12 rounds at welterweight. We also have a title fight between Oscar Collazo and Jesus Haro. And Gabby Fundora, our flyweight queen, is coming back. 10 rounds for her undisputed women's flyweight championship. That's right, our flyweight queen, Gabby Fundora, hands of stone. March 14th in Dublin, Ireland, on DAZN, James Dickens takes on Anthony Kakachi. 12 rounds, junior lightweight. Also, Pierce O'Leary taking on Mark Chamberlain on the card in Dublin. March 15th in Yokohama, Japan, CP Freshmart taking on Iwata. 12 rounds for Freshmart's WBC junior flyweight title. Also on the card, Anthony Alascuaga, Ryusei Matsumoto, Yuni Takada. March 28th, we have a doubleheader. First in Las Vegas on Prime pay-per-view, Sebastian Fundora, Gabby's brother, taking on Keith Thurman. 12 rounds for Fundora's WBC junior middleweight title. Also, March 28th, Manchester, England, on DAZN, Moses Atoma, Jermaine Franklin Jr. This was rebooked from January. Okay, this is at heavyweight. Also on the card, Liam Davies taking on Zach Miller, and Willie Hutchinson taking on Ezra Taylor. April 4th, doubleheader. We have one in London on DAZN, Deontay Wilder taking on Derek Chisora. And then in Cardiff, Wales, on DAZN, we have Lauren Price taking on Stephanie Aquino for the WBC, IBF, and WBA welterweight titles. That's right. April 5th in London, we have Caroline Dubois, sister of Daniel Dubois, taking on Terry Harper, WBC women's lightweight title, and Terry Harper's WBO women's lightweight title. We also have Ellie Scottney fighting on the card. You also have Irma Garcia taking on Emma Dolan, Chantel Cameron on the card. solid ladies card in London on April 5th. April 11th, we have Tyson Fury taking on Arslanbek Makhmedov on Netflix. That's 12 rounds at heavyweight. April 18th, we have Manny Pacquiao taking on Ruslan Parkvodnikov. This is a welterweight exhibition. No worries there. Floyd Mayweather also has an exhibition against Mike Tyson in the same month, so no worries about timeline there. April 18th in Liverpool, England on DAZN, Callum Smith taking on David Morrell. Big fight. David Morrell's comeback. 12 rounds for Smith's WBO interim light heavyweight title. May 2nd in Las Vegas on DAZN, we have Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez taking on David, the Mexican Monster. David, the Mexican Monster Benavidez for Ramirez's WBO and WBA cruiserweight titles. And last but not least, May 9th in Manchester, England on DAZN, we have Fabio Wardley taking on Daniel Dubois, the brother of Caroline Dubois. 12 rounds for Wardley's WBO heavyweight titles. We have brothers and sisters fighting back-to-back months in the first half of 2026. It's a family affair. Let's fucking go in boxing. Let's go. That's the full boxing slate. Hopefully you guys are excited. Hopefully you guys have figured out based on the dates what your vacations are, what you're doing. Now you're like, oh, I'll be available for that card. This is the reason I bring up the MMA and the boxing schedule. Okay, this is for you because some people don't have the foresight. I'm bringing the foresight to the show for you. All right, so you're welcome. Stop being a bitch. Subscribe to the channel. All right. We have an MMA schedule too, don't we? Let me keep you updated on that as well. March 7th, that's this weekend on Saturday. We have 2 events, y'all. 2 events. Don't forget. We have UFC 326, Holloway versus Oliveira 2, Las Vegas. All right. We also have in Tokyo, Japan, Ryzen 52. That's Akimoto versus Mix, the return of Patchy Mix since he's been released from the UFC. That's Ryzen 52. We have 2 cards this weekend. Don't forget about it. Hopefully, Patchy Mix has himself a nice win. I'd love to see him succeed since leaving the UFC. Well, other people on the card as well. I'm not going to mention the whole card, but yeah, March 7th, Tokyo, Japan. March 14th, the weekend afterwards, you have UFC Fight Night 269, Emmett versus Vallejo, otherwise known as UFC Vegas 114. That's at the Apex in Vegas, okay? March 20th in Madrid, Spain, we have PFL's return. PFL Madrid, Van Steenis versus Edwards 2. March 21st in London, we have UFC Fight Night 270, Emmett versus, we have UFC London. I forget what that card. I might have messed that one up. March 28th, Seattle, Washington. UFC Fight Night 271, Adesanya versus Pfeiffer, otherwise known as UFC Seattle. That's March 28th. Also on March 28th, we have PFL Pittsburgh. That is Eblin versus Battle. March 28th, Pittsburgh. I was just there. Great city. Solid bars. Pittsburgh, March 28th, PFL Pittsburgh, Eblin versus Battle. April 3rd, we have 174. Okay, the return of One Championship doing a real event is April 3rd. April 4th, we have UFC Fight Night 272, UFC Vegas 115 at the Apex. That is April 4th. Okay, so you have One Championship Friday, UFC Saturday. April 10th, we have PFL Africa. That will be on a Friday. PFL Africa on April 10th. And on the following Saturday, April 11th, we have UFC 327 in Miami, Florida. April 11th, UFC 327, Miami, Florida. Also on April 11th, we have PFL Chicago. Okay, times might interfere there. They're both going to be operating on the East Coast. Keep that in mind. April 11th, we have PFL Chicago, and we have UFC 327 in Miami. April 12th, in Fukuoka, Japan, we have Ryzen Landmark 13. April 12th, Ryzen Landmark 13, Fukuoka, Japan. April 16th, in Boston, Massachusetts, we have PFL Boston. PFL Boston is April 16th, Boston, Massachusetts. April 18th, we have UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Malat. Burns versus Malat, otherwise known as UFC Ottawa, UFC Fight Night 273, April 18th. April 25th, at the Meta Apex, we have UFC Fight Night, Brady versus Buckley. UFC Fight Night, Brady versus Buckley, April 25th at the Meta Apex. That is UFC Fight Night 274. April 29th in Tokyo, Japan. We have one championship 175. That is 175, April 29th, Tokyo, Japan. May 3rd in Perth, Australia. We have UFC Perth. That'll be Jack Della Maddalena taking on Carlos Pradas, UFC Fight Night 275 in Perth, Australia. UFC Perth, May 3rd. May 8th, we have PFL Mania 9. May 8th, we have PFL Mania 9. May 30th, we have UFC Fight Night Macau. That's UFC Fight Night 276 in Macau, China. May 30th. June 14th, we have the UFC White House. Not sure what number that'll be, if it's 329, 328, 330. But that's UFC White House. Okay. Washington, D.C., June 14th. And last but not least, we have one Denver, Colorado, June 26th, and August 7th, Atlantic City, New Jersey. We have PFL Atlantic City. That is the full MMA slate from now until the end of the summer, people. That's right. I just gave you guys the full MMA slate from now until the end of the summer. Everything that you should care about up until August 7th. Okay? You're welcome. I did the research for you, keeping you in touch. I got you. Ain't nobody else got you like I got you. Don't forget that. Let's see what the chat's hitting on here. Mexican MMA Commission took everything it knows from boxing. That's the problem with the boxing, the corruption, fucked up decisions, plus the entitled some boxers are. It's really turning me off. Same media, been watching MMA, etc. for more than 20 years. Shit, I'm washed. But I can only watch some boxing sometimes. I used to watch the old K1 Grand Prix in Japan, and that was 10 times more exciting than boxing could ever be. Damn me. And then boxing walkouts for those title fights also completely overdone. Yeah. Y'all remember Access TV? I used to love watching on Access TV. They used to show kickboxing and all kinds of shit. I miss Access TV. I miss Spike TV. I miss all that shit, bro. They were solid for that. The last Zuffa boxing card was actually surprisingly pretty good. Yeah, I'm hoping the next one's solid too, mate. I'm hoping. Tanner says, oh yeah, dude, they had that show of Boss Rutan and I loved it. I do need to watch more Zuffa boxing stuff. Do they avoid their overproduced walkouts? Yeah, they do. It's pretty quick. It was HDNet that showed the K1 Grand Prix, and Dream, they changed the name to Access TV. I'm European, and kickboxing is bigger than boxing in Europe and Asia. That's why Glory became so big and filled the void when K1 folded. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Gonna go to try to put together some decent bets for these early basketball games. Catch y'all later. Somebody tell Mike I'm looking for him. I have the documents. Go do your thing, brother. I'm about to do the same. We got an hour till the Knicks and the Spurs play. That's the first game, and then we don't have another game till like 2:30 or 3. I was inside MMA. I was on Boss HDNet. I watched the show every week. Yes, dude, it was Inside MMA. Fucking great show. I love that. All the crazy regional highlights. Laugh out loud. Toodaloo, boys, says Tanner. Toodaloo, Tanner. I'll catch you later, brother. And then Meat says Inside MMA was probably the best MMA show with all the sick highlights. Well, that's going to be TKO Tuesday now, guys. So please come on back for TKO Tuesday. On Tuesday, we have Matchmaker Monday. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. We have a whole bunch of shows rest of the week. Don't forget to check us out throughout the week, all right? This isn't just this show. Okay, come back. Become a family channel. Join the family. We're here for you. Stop being a fucking bitch. Show some love. We need subs. We need subs to keep it going. We need it to keep it going. All right, I got some picks this week, but don't forget, we got some wins this week, y'all. I gave out this parlay, the low-risk parlay, Penis, Gandra, Luna, Rodriguez, and guess what, bitch? That bitch cashed, ho. Plus 127 at cash. And guess what? We had CP units plus 285 on King Green. We also had a plus 300 on King Green. And guess what? It cashed. It was a beautiful little cash. It cashed, baby. What a beautiful thing to see. And guess what? It was King Green by TKO plus 1100. It was the CP units high risker. And guess what? It cashed. Let's go, baby. We had 2 CP units bets hit, put us way up on CP units. And then we had the low risk cash for us. The high risk didn't go our way. It is what it is. But the low risk cash for us. And we got ourselves a big fat win. And we're back on track. And you love to see it. The Clubber parlay was 3 for 4. We round robined it. We still walked away with a lot of money on that as well. I mean, it was a beautiful little weekend on UFC Mexico City. I wasn't mad at it. And with that, let me give you guys some picks for UFC 326. Holloway versus Oliveira. Okay? Let me give you some picks. And I got a couple names for you. Just a few names. And it should be no surprise, my first one. All right? Max Blessed Holloway. Come on. Have I ever... Okay, the Topuria fight, but we already knew what was going to happen there. Besides that, have I ever steered you wrong? Have I? Max Holloway for the dubber. -2, whatever. Take it. Max Holloway, first leg. Second leg, Caio Borralho. Come on, dude. Caio Borralho. All day, fighting nerds all day. I'm not taking RDR after that last performance. I'm not taking him in the striking. I'm not taking him in the grappling. It's Caio Borralho. Fighting nerds, baby. Fighting fucking nerds. And last but not least, I'm rocking with my boy Luke Fernandez. You think I'm going with the actor Adolfo Bellato? Shout out to my dog Luke Fernandez. We in this motherfucker. Those are those picks. UFC 326. I'll see you guys in the green circle again on Saturday night, on Sunday morning. We're going to get another green to cash, bitch. Don't forget to come back all week. We're going to be looking at TKO props. We're going to be looking at TKO possibilities on the next card. We're going to be looking at TKO parlays with Jaio Pataya, clubber, subber, dubber type shit. We're going to have submission parlays on Wednesday for a hump day. We're going to have takedown parlays, which we're discontinuing because Moreno screwed us again. We're probably going to have a finish parlay. It's going to be glorious. So don't forget to come on back. We have shows all week right here on this channel. This channel, y'all. Why don't you show it love? Why don't you treat me like one of your French whores and love me? All right. Let me give you some picks on Jaio Pataya and Brandon Glanton as well before I get out this bitch. I mean, it's Jaio Pataya, so we're going with that TKO, right? Like, if I didn't do a Jaio Pataya TKO on a Zuffa boxing card against who? Brandon Glasnow? Who? What are we talking about? Opataya 1-6. Opataya 1-6. We ain't wasting time out here. Opataya 1-6. That's what I'm going to be liking. I may change my tune later in the week, but the Opataya TKO will be staying. And I like it 1-6. Maybe I'll be like 4-6, something like that. Maybe like a 6-8. Who knows? I don't know. But right now I'm feeling 1-6. Jaio Pataya. That's what we're rocking with for Zuffa Boxing on Sunday. And that's it for me. That's the whole goddamn show, y'all. That's the whole goddamn show. Don't forget to tune into our other shows, guys. All right? Don't forget to tune into the other shows. Show it some love. Matchmaker Monday, tomorrow, 10 a.m. TKO Tuesday, 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Hump Day, 11 a.m. on Wednesday. I'm going to start dropping a standalone, not a live show, with some things on Thursday. Thursdays are going to be our standalone drops. You never know. Maybe I'll be relating MMA to comics or superheroes or current events or periods of history. Who knows? Thursday, some stuff's going to be happening, guys. Don't forget to tune back into the channel. Penis cashed again for me, Rocket. The best is blessed. I think Charles beats Max. Dustin almost KO'd Max in the last fight. All right, me Rocket. Nobody's taking. You know what, me? I'm gonna let you finish. Dude, the Charlie versus Max fight is peak. Alice versus Blessed Express. Remember when Bellato finished being hurt from the illegal upkick by Craig? I do let you bang, Gav. I do let you bang, bro. Octopus and no friends faked. And then Adelaide Bird spam by Christian L. You love to see it. Put them Adelaide Bird emojis in the chat when you see some motherfucking corrupt judging. We got Sal in the chat too. We got Sal too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, y'all. That's why we do it. For the subs, for the love, for the money, for the plug. We do it to stay alive. We do it to make money. We do it to stay connected, to keep this family together. And the only way we keep it together is we get more subs, more likes. Do not forget to like the video. If you were here, if you enjoy the content and you didn't like this video, you are a special scumbag. I want you to know that. You need to like the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. What are we doing? What are we doing? Subscribe, people. Subscribe. We're trying to get to that number there. It's a long, long road. Long road. Penis nose. Long road. Okay? But we're on the way. You know, we got our boots on. They're strapped on tight. Backpacks fucking yanked up to our back as tight as it could be. Ain't no slack on that motherfucker. We're going. Don't forget to follow on socials too. Don't forget we live tweet the fight. So if you're confused as to how a round went, you can go ahead and check me out. Bronstedter's good at keeping track of how rounds went as well. But you know me. If you need MMA tracking on rounds, Bronstetter and me head to head, and didn't I beat that guy at prop quiz? Oh, wait, yeah, I think I did. Anyways, don't forget to follow Main Card Minute as well. Scan the QR code there, prop quiz, all that shit, just for housekeeping purposes. Main Card Minute on your left. One more round fights on your right. That's perfect time, and I'm getting a phone call. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Enjoy your Sunday. Go watch some basketball. Fuck the Knicks. I hate them. Let's go. I'm out of here. Enjoy your Sunday. Kiss to your loved ones. Peace.
Meteor crashing in that earth. How my flow is hard since I was born. It's about time you notice. Smoke the palm flower now. No, it's not the lotus. Cannabis, sativa, indica, whatever's growing. It's a self-prescription. I hope it's not in cursive. I read a fine print like Swiss. I'm subversive, not coercive and mediocre, cause I'm assertive. Put my way in the smoke sessions, now I'm inserted. Ash me out on a beat, I bet I get it high. Better keep the bass low. We drink, so get a case low. But my eyes real low like Janae goes. Mary Jane, Mila J, 3 sons and 3 a day. Rolling on my women in my white sheets. High, I don't care if any low lights even like me. Why? I'm too crazy and indifferent to use Visine. I'm often spacing, tripping till this ain't a pipe dream. Bye.